This Way to Hell is the latest movie from director Ryan Cavallin of Legend Hunter Films. He's kindly reached out to me and sent me a screener copy of this movie. The movie itself isn't due out until sometime in October. And here I am with my review for you. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. And yes, and welcome to this review for This Way to Hell. Now, like I said, this film comes at us from director and writer Ryan Cavallin, who I had the pleasure of interviewing along with Nikki Carlson, the actress, who is also the main actress within this film as well. This was a little while ago. And he's been working on this film for some time, and he knows that I've sort of kept up to date with it and followed it through the website. And he's kindly reached out to me with a copy of it to watch and review for you, and that's what I am here to do. Now, like all of his films, there is a little bit of folklore based in this film, and this time it comes from some German folklore, but that's as far as it goes for me. I don't know the elements behind that, how much depth there is into that kind of a world, but this film here follows the character of Zayla, played by Nikki Carlson. Her family gets killed. They get gunned down by the family, essentially. That their hit is put out onto them, and on death's door she makes a deal with a demon to sell him her soul so she can stay alive and exact revenge on those that are guilty and the involvement in the death of her husband and child. And this is what the film is about. I won't go into too much detail about the film because I don't want to spoil the plot or anything about it for anyone that wishes to watch this movie. That's the fundamental story of the movie. The film runs for a swift 78 minutes. It's not long at all. And we are given a rather extensive sort of opening introduction to the film before the titles, which is the kind of backstory of how the events come to unfold. And then we go into the sort of all-out action-esque side of the movie, where we get this character of Zayla, who's kicking ass, shall we say, and out for revenge. The film itself is all filmed on location, so in that sense it looks great. Now, going into films like this, you've got to understand that this is a film, a sort of passion project in a sense. It's made by filmmakers on a very limited budget, so they have to stretch what they've got. So you've got this story that mixes two elements, the element of a supernatural element along with the sort of revenge story, and whether they gel together or not, I was questioning it as the film was progressing, because at certain points in the film I sort of found myself asking myself whether the film would have worked better as a revenge story as opposed to having these sort of supernatural elements involved. But then you're stepping away from what Legend Hunter films do, which is the folklore side of it. But that's just me in my mind, because I have a sort of penchant for the sort of revenge tale. So, like I said, the film's budget is very minimal, so you have to accept that. So I look beyond that and look at other elements of the film and what works and what doesn't work when I'm watching these movies. And I'm happy to say that, you know, like with the swift runtime that this film had, it was it sits nicely as a runtime for what we've got in the movie, because it is based upon the story itself. That's what the sole focus is, as opposed to in-depth character development or anything like that. But we've got this story that the character of Zayla goes on, this story of revenge, and we're introduced to other individuals, other kind of hitmen and things like that. One called The Butcher, which is more akin to something that you would get in a horror film, wearing a sort of leathery mask and a sort of butcher's apron, uses a hook to kill and this sort of thing. Has other weaponry as well. And again, what surprises me is the sort of uniqueness to the look of the primary villain that Ryan puts into these films. And again, like he did in his last film, Guts on the Chainsaw, where I commented that there was a great looking villain in that, you have it again here. So there's a great eye there for design. I feel that the film kind of let itself down in some departments with the lighting and that sort of a thing. There are elements where it looks like the characters are shrouded in darkness from the front, so they're more silhouetted, and it was only a few times in the film, and with the primary demon couldn't really see the face of it or the design of it, that sort of a thing. Elements like that, but on the whole it's a very well done film with what the budget allows. The story was intriguing enough to, again, Ryan does this again, where you get to the end of the film and it's like, I want to see more. I want to see the continuation. I want to see what comes next. What comes next for this character, where this character goes doing what she does, because the story is left open. Spoiler warning, I should have said there. But in great effect. You've got an interesting character in Zayla, and what she does. Again, like I said, played by Nikki Carlson, who's you know, her performances are becoming stronger, as I see. And also the effects in this one, I felt that some of the practical effects had taken a step forward than what I'd seen previously. There's some great bits with hooks going into people, even someone's jaw being ripped off, which looked pretty damn good, to be honest. And I can't not mention the musical score by Christian Ogweta. I probably butchered that name, so sorry if I have. And again, that was pretty damn good in the film. Now, Ryan's use of the camera, he has a good eye for slow-mo. He has a good eye for camera angles. It's not just static and forward facing or anything like that. He does a lot of different things with the camera work in the film, which helps to bring the film alive. There are certain scenes within the film that I feel probably could have been trimmed just slightly. But overall, I had fun with this film. Like I said, it didn't overstay its welcome. There are certain flaws that I have addressed here in this review, but overall, you know, for a film that's made on an extremely low budget, I had fun with it. And like I said, the best bit about it is that it left me wanting more. And that's always a good thing for a film or a film series to do, is leave you wanting that much more. So well done to all those involved. Well done to Ryan and Nikki. And I didn't mention the film was actually written by Ryan Cavallini himself, with Eddie Benovich, who does play a part in the film of a character called Vincent. I should have said that earlier on. That's pretty bad of me. Apologies. But yeah, overall, positive. Yeah, you can't go in expecting much. Now, this film here, I know that it's got a physical media release in October. I'll leave a link to Legend Hunter Films down below. As of yet, there's no word on a streaming. That's still yet to be announced. But I suppose you can keep an eye on the website, and that will keep you updated on that sort of information. So again, thank you to Ryan for sending me a link to this film here for me to review, and fantastic. Well done to all involved.